Hi everyone, I'm coming to you from an undisclosed location, my home. And I want to talk to you about how to get students engaged in reading and how to get them to learn new vocabulary in context and also be able to discuss literature and fiction on a higher level so they can use those critical thinking skills. How can I do that, you ask? Well, I'm so glad you asked because I have a book. Let me make sure I turn it right side up so you can see it. It's called High School Life, 8 short stories about the ups and downs of adolescence. And this is what you would call, these 8 short stories are what you would call high interest, low readability. So these are engaging stories, but the students don't have to read on a high level to read the story. So this takes the intimidation of reading. You think about students, especially I remember I taught ninth grade for almost 10 years. You think about students, your ninth grader that's not the best reader, who's not really interested in reading, and they're reading Romeo and Juliet or Charles Dickens. They can like just zone out on that. But these stories are engaging and they have topics that students are gonna be interested in reading, like the loss of a grandparent, struggling with your appearance, not being accepted because of your weight, and learning to love yourself in your own body and in your own skin. And you are lucky because you get a free short story from this book, and you're gonna love it so much you're probably gonna want to buy the whole book, right? Anyway, even if you don't, I still want you to be able to use it. The short story that I'm giving you for a limited time only is Leap Day, and this story is about. I'm sorry, I just got distracted. My husband's walking down the stairs. We'll just ignore him. Hi and bye. So this story is about a woman that wishes to be beautiful. And like my mother used to say, she wishes to be what society would call beautiful. And she's actually already a beautiful person, but she just doesn't know it because she doesn't look like the stereotypical beautiful woman. So she wishes to be beautiful. And you can see the quote says, I'll bet, or maybe you can't see it, so I'll read it to you. I'll bet that you would like me a lot better if I looked like her, she mumbled under her breath. So that's kind of the quote that kind of gets the students kind of interested in what you're reading. So basically, this young woman wishes to be beautiful by societal standards, and she gets her wish, and it doesn't turn out like she expected it, and she ends up wanting to go back to her original appearance. And there's kind of a trick ending. You have to read it to see what it is. I think you're gonna like it. But anyway, so what this story does, like I said, it's very short, it's not intimidating, and you already have like an interesting topic that students are going to want to read about. It starts with before you read, some vocabulary that they can work on, and like high level vocabulary like ingratiating, haughtiness, surreal, and all of these are going to be in the context of low readability. So these words, they look intimidating, but in the context that they're written, they're not going to be intimidating for them. So it starts off with a word list and then a quiz, and they can look at the word list while they're taking the quiz. This is just to get them to start interacting with the higher level vocabulary before they even read the story. You can use this however you want. You could use this as a pre-test and a post-test, or you could just use it as, you know, like I said, not even a quiz or a test, just to start getting them to interact with the vocabulary. And then you also have another before you read, and this gets a discussion going. Read the following statements. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or beauty is in the eye of the culture. Which statement do you agree with? So that gets them to talking about our societal standards of beauty and who's beautiful and what's beautiful. And then you get to the story. We have some literary terms, static character, dynamic character that they can focus on while they're reading it. Like I said, the story is very short. See how short that was? And then I have reading comprehension questions. These are just basic reading comprehension questions just to make sure they understood what was going on in the story. Then some more literary analysis questions, a creative writing exercise that they can do, and then a research activity that they can do. Now, you do not have to use all of these activities that go with this story. You can pick and choose which ones you want. You could do all of them. It would probably take you I know when I taught English, I used to do like literature blocks. I spent out of an hour and a half class, I might spend 45 minutes on literature. So with that in mind, you could probably work on this for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, I guess. Maybe 2 or 3 days. I actually used to be, like I said, I was an English teacher. I'm an instructional designer now, so I've been out of classroom a few years. But I'm trying to think back. Yeah, I think this could probably work for 2 or 3 days, actually, maybe even more. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the I hope that you will enjoy the short story that's for free. If you like it, you can buy the whole book as a digital download or as a hard copy, whichever one you would like. If you like it and you don't want to buy anything else, that's fine too. I really just want you to have it, and I want your students to like the story. Also, on Teachers Pay Teachers, you can also buy individual stories. Like if they're individual stories that you would like to buy, you don't want to buy the whole book, you can also buy individual stories. But like I said, no pressure, honestly. I do want you to take the free short story, and I want you to enjoy it with your students and get them to liking literature, so they won't be so intimidated by it, and they'll see that it's really literature, and fiction is really a cool thing. So anyway, I will talk to you later, and have fun. I hope you and your students have fun.